worst fear came to light this morning.
The body of an Eldon teen is found in a storm drain 1 mile from where he fell into it last night. The Jefferson City Airport is evacuated today because of approaching floodwaters, and a state already ravaged by tornadoes this season gets hit again. We'll hear the latest from Oklahoma.
And temperatures are going to be a little bit chilly tonight, but for the good news, we won't have any more rainfall for the next couple of days. Your forecast is coming up. KRCG 13 live at 10 starts right now.
Live from across mid-Missouri, this is KRCG 13 live at 10.
Good evening. An Eldon teenager that accidentally fell into a culvert last night was found dead this morning. Authorities found the body of 17-year-old Donald Parker shortly before 10 o'clock. KRCG 13's Mark Slavitt found out that Parker was playing near the culvert when he slipped into some raging floodwaters.
Authorities say Donald Parker was playing with friends near this culvert on 5th Street in Eldon when he slipped and fell on his head. Friends say Parker cried for help as the floodwaters swept him away into a drainage system. One of his friends used his phone to video record the accident before losing the phone in the floodwaters.
It was one of his best friends that was with him, and I guess that they were recording it, being just kids, I guess, and he lost his phone, and then that was basically it. He got it all on video.
Renelle Schuster knew Parker. Schuster saw authorities searching for her son's friend and worries about her children's safety.
And the water was rushing like Niagara Falls. It was horrible. I wondered why the kids were down there. I mean, even there, but they said it was something cool to do. You know, they were looking at the water, sitting on the side banks. 2 divers from the Lake Ozark Fire Department entered the drainage area downstream and worked their way into the system as crews used cameras where Parker fell into the water. Crews postponed their search about midnight. They resumed their search the next morning. Search and rescue crews eventually found Donald Parker's body here behind Eldon's Bristol Manor Residential Care Facility. Parker's body traveled about a mile downstream from where he fell in. Eldon Mayor Ronald Bly said search and rescue teams did their best to try and save Parker's life.
The water force is just tremendous, and children, along with adults, should certainly stay clear of these areas when we have 5 and 6 inches of rain like this.
Mayor Bly says Parker's brothers and friends tried their own rescue efforts before authorities arrived. Mark Slavitt, KRCG 13, Eldon.
Some Eldon residents are calling for city leaders to build fencing around the culverts to help prevent any future tragedies.
And now, your KRCG 13 Storm Vision first weather.
Well, finally a quiet day after some active weather across mid-Missouri over the last couple of days. If we look at our Jefferson City camera, it looks pretty nice out there. A little bit chilly in some places, but the wind has died down and we are not seeing any more rainfall tonight. The system that brought us all our rainfall has now moved off to the east. We have high pressure moving in for the next couple of days, cooling off our temperatures as winds will come from the northwest for the next day or so. That'll keep us in the upper 60s and low 70s for tomorrow. We should drop off into the 60s for our overnight lows tonight, and should be around 54 for an overnight low with partly cloudy skies. Some places could see some flooding still occurring, but I think that should start to go down just because we don't have any more rain coming for the next couple of days. Your 7-day forecast is coming up shortly.
Thanks, Jessica. Some tenants at the Jefferson City Airport are voluntarily evacuating tonight because of potential flooding. Authorities predict a flood of less than 2 feet at the airport within the next 24 hours. Grant Shorthose is the general manager of the Jefferson City Flying Service. Shorthose says that he and most of his neighbors are evacuating equipment as the floodwaters slowly rise onto the airport's property. Rental car owners have parked some of their vehicles on the entrance ramp to the airport. Missouri Highway Patrol officials have also moved some of their equipment out of their airport facility.
A lot of the tenants moved their own stuff out and got themselves cleaned up and gone, and now here at Jeff City Flying Service, we're doing that now. We're starting to take care of ourselves. We're starting to load up on trailers, put things up in the second story, and pretty much get ourselves ready and secure for the floodwaters.
Shorthose predicts the Jefferson City Airport will see business as usual by next weekend. Water is over the road near Jefferson City's Wares Creek. Several businesses, including the Yellow Moon Antique Mall, remain open tonight. Antique Mall employee Carla Eicherman put a chalk mark on the store's parking lot to measure the height of the floodwaters. Her chalk mark was covered in less than 3 hours as the water continues to climb. The flooding has forced motorists to find alternate routes near Whitten Expressway.
When I first got here at 10 o'clock, I made a chalk line about 8 inches or a foot from the water line, and now 3 hours later my chalk line is under the water.
One abandoned car remains submerged in floodwaters near Wares Creek. Jefferson City officials want to remind everyone to turn around and not drown when approaching barricades and road closed signs. The National Weather Service confirms at least one tornado barreled through portions of the St. Louis area last night. The storm damaged dozens of homes but caused no serious injuries. This is video of damage from St. Charles County. The twister that hit the area was an EF3 with winds between 136 and 165 miles per hour. A tornado of the same magnitude has also been confirmed to have hit Madison County in Illinois. That's northeast of St. Louis. Crews are trying to determine if damage in St. Louis County was also from a tornado. And following his declaration of a state of emergency in Missouri last night, Governor Jay Nixon went to St. Charles County to assess damage to residential areas. He was joined by local officials for an aerial and ground tour of the affected communities. The governor also took an aerial and ground tour of flooded areas in Franklin and Crawford counties. Nixon received a briefing from officials from the National Weather Service regarding the weather outlook for Missouri. Authorities have confirmed 3 deaths from high water.
And now,